Good morning. We're going to try to do 30 minutes-ish of some back bends. So let's start at the top of the mat, hands together. Take a breath. And on your next exhale, arms by the sides. Inhale to reach up. Look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. You can bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway up. And just step to plank for your exhale. Neutral spine, belly in, tailbone toward heels. And let's just start using the ankles to push our weight forward a few inches and back a few inches. So you feel like you're moving a little bit forward and back on the hand, and you'll have to work pretty hard to keep your arms straight. You'll have to work pretty hard to keep your hips up. Don't let them drop. We'll just take one more little front back, and then let's push to downward dog. So our heels are reaching toward the floor, butt up, chest back, drop your head and just shake out for a sec. And let's start to walk our feet forward toward our hands. As they get close, you'll settle into the heels again. Inhale, halfway up. Fold for the exhale. Let's rise up for the inhale. Hands to prayer at the chest, and just bring your right knee in toward your hands. That's the exhale. We inhale, arms up, foot down. Other side, left knee comes up, exhale. Foot down, reach up, inhale. Fold, exhale. Halfway up for your inhale. And step to plank again for your exhale. This time, let's keep the right leg where it is. Lower the left knee to tabletop. Lift the right leg to hip height, straight leg, toes pointed. And just return to your straight leg plank with both legs back. And keep the left leg back. Bring the right knee down to tabletop. Belly in. Lift the left leg. We're not arching here. Lower that left foot. Step back. Plank. On your exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. Shavasana C. We'll lift the chest a bit. Roll toward the lowest ribs. Interlace the fingers behind the back. And start to reach your knuckles toward your feet. Let's press the pubic bone down. The gaze is down toward the nose. And think about putting all your toenails on the floor for right now. It's a modification of Shavasana C. All right, let's keep the body where it is. Keep pushing the pubic bone down. Just release the hands to under the shoulders. Come up a little higher. There's cobra. And let's press to downward dog. Exhale. In dog, just pedal out the feet. That means each heel gets to get lower to the ground. We don't have to quite deal with limitations of hamstring so much. And let's use that to walk feet to hands. So however many steps, doesn't matter. We're keeping our hands flat. When we get toward the top of the mat, we'll inhale fingertips or hands on shins. Fold, exhale. Bend into the knees, Utkatasana. And again, we'll bring our hands to prayer like we did before. And again, right leg up. But now instead of just putting the foot down, we return to Utkatasana. Also called chair pose. Left leg comes up. There's the exhale. Let's repeat that. Utkatasana, inhale. Right knee comes in. Left leg is straight. Exhale. Foot comes down. Inhale. Left knee comes in. Exhale. Foot comes down. Inhale. And we'll cycle through vinyasa. We exhale to fold. Halfway up. Inhale. Chaturanga for the exhale. You can lower your knees or not, but you'll bend the elbows and then you'll arch, lifting through the chest and downward dog for the exhale. Just shake out the head, keep pushing the floor away so that the arms are very straight, belly in. Okay, let's bring the right foot between the hands. Left knee down to the mat, walk the hands up to the right thigh. We'll just stay here for a few breaths. So we did a few little ab things just to wake up the ab muscles because here we want to stay drawing up in the abs. Otherwise we get a little too flexible in our low back and it starts to hurt sometimes. So this is Anjaneyasana. Let's place our fingertips down. Step our back foot forward. That's the inhale. Step the right foot back. That's the exhale. Find your Anjaneyasana side two. Hands come up to the left knee. We're just sort of hanging out here, but we're trying to bend that front leg quite a bit so this back hip gets a stretch. And we're trying to figure out how to keep the idea of pubic bone drawing up to belly button so that you're distributing your stretch and not just dumping into flexible low back. Just deal with this being a little bit tight. Okay, palms flat. Let's step back to plank. Stay here or feet together, ankles touch, thighs touch. Find your side plank, right arm up. Gaze up at the thumb if you can. I almost fall backwards. So that teaches us to push into the thumbs a little bit more. The thumb that's on the floor. Let's come through center plank. And we know theoretically we're supposed to push through the thumbs, but we could cheat there. Let's find our side plank, left arm up this time. And now we just can't cheat so much. So sometimes we head to poses that just keep us honest. Hips are up, legs are straight. And let's meet in a regular plank, thumbs press. And let's find our bellies again. So knees up or down as you descend. Shalabhasana A this time, arms by the sides. I like to walk the legs back a little bit just to get more stretch in the hip flexors and the front legs. Knuckles down, chest up. Shoulders roll back. The knuckles are going to stay on the floor as we lift the legs. Keep the legs straight. So instead of thinking heels up to the ceiling, think toes really far away from your hips, pubic bone down. One more breath here. And we'll turn it into cobra again. Hands come under the shoulders. Legs will come down. Torso will come up a little bit higher. Elbows stay in. And let's meet in downward dog. When you get to dog, wiggle it around, shake it out any which way, because that's a lot. Okay, we're going to step our left foot forward this time. Return to our Anjaneyasana, that pose you already did. Walk the hands up. This time taking it a little bit further. Let's link our thumbs so we have a little butterfly grip. We're going to bring our knuckles back so our elbows are wide. Press back and then start to straighten the arms. And you'll wind up with a stretch through your armpits. Ooh, lordy. It's a similar stretch to Urdhva Dhanurasana, which is that back bend that sometimes is called wheel. But there's another pose that's wheel, so I prefer to call it Urdhva Dhanurasana. But we need to stretch out the armpits in order for that to work. Okay, release our fingertips down. Our back foot will come forward on an inhale. And our left foot will step back through the exhale. Left knee to the floor. Hands come to the right leg. We're nudging that right knee a little more forward so that the hips are moving forward and down. Length of thumbs, beefy thumb on top. Knuckles back, elbows back. Start to straighten any amount. And it'll feel like without the thumbs linked, your hands will just fly apart. Try to keep the ears in between the upper arms. So if the arms go back further, the head just goes a little bit with it. Okay, and let's bring hands to the floor, step back to plank. And let's bring the feet together again. This time pretend you have a block underneath your hips on your mat. We're just going to drop the right hip to the right side of the block-ish and up and over to the other side. So it's just like making little arcs with the hips, little rainbows. The feet are going to just respond to what you're aiming for with your hips. So you don't have to think about the feet too much. They might need to be readjusted a little bit here and there. Let's take one more journey to the left. And we'll come back through center. Press to downward dog. Shake out your head. And let's return to tabletop. Actually, I don't know if it's a return. We didn't really do a full table yet. Let's walk the hands forward so that our arms stay straight in front of us. And we'll drop our forearm into the mat. Our butt is just sticking up. It's over our knees. If this is going well, bring your chin down instead of your forehead. If that's still going well, you might get to your chest. Or you might want to tent your fingers, which means having your wrists up. One more breath. We're going to meet in tabletop again. Getting out of that is not that easy. It's not that graceful all the time, but here we are. Let's press the downward dog. Right foot forward between the hands. High lunge this time. Arms will come up. And let's twist to the right. Little bend in the back leg. Untwist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist. One more time. So we need our legs to be strong for back bends more than any other section of us. Let's lower the fingertips down, back foot forward, inhale, and right foot back, exhale. Arms come up, inhale, and we'll twist left, exhale. We'll untwist. Hang on, the dog is eating grass. Hey, Seiko! You can see him out the window. That's illegal. Okay, sorry, we were twisting. The exhale, and then the inhale and twist this. So hopefully you're doing just 3. Maybe you're gonna get crazy strong on this one side. Okay, let's place our hands down and step back to plank. Lower the knees down, tabletop style. Scoot them back just a little bit more and start to lower your elbows to the floor right behind your wrists. Lift them up again. Elbows come down and then elbows come up. And notice how you have to squeeze your elbows in, otherwise they're not going to land behind the wrists. They're going to be out to the side. The next time your elbows are down, keep them that way. And we're just going to lift our knees, press the down dog B. So this is a shoulder flexibility thing. If you think this is too much, interlace your fingers. That will be easier. We'll take one more breath. And we'll meet in a regular downward dog. So you can go straight from here. All we need to do is push our chest toward our legs and start to lift the elbows off the ground. Right foot forward. Warrior 1. Holding opposite elbows, pulling the elbows back. So this is a shoulder thing again, armpit thing. Very similar concept to what you did and what you will be doing in your Urdhva Dhanurasana. Let's take one more breath here. And let's lift the arms up. We'll lift the back heel, so it's just a lunge now, not a warrior. And we'll step our back foot forward for our Urdhva Dhanurasana. We've been here before. We have feet together, knees together, palms maybe together, depends on your shoulders. Gaze is up. Now let's step our right foot back. Find your warrior 1 side 2. Hold opposite elbows. Maybe goofy hand on top, so it feels a little weird. And warrior 1 position is heels line up. Back foot about 45 degrees. Back leg rolling forward so that the right hip goes forward. Otherwise, it would be warrior 2 feeling. Very different stretch for the thigh. Okay, hands come down. Let's step to plank. We'll lower down to the belly. Or Shavasana B. So the hands are going to walk back, about lining up with the waist. Lift the chest like you did before, and this time squeeze your elbows in toward one another. Lift the legs when you can, if you want to. Pubic bone down, toes reach away. Gaze is down the nose. And we're trying to roll the shoulders back, chest lifts, so that shoulders are more or less elbow height. Keep the elbows in. One more breath. And we'll turn it into cobra by lowering the legs, lifting the body. You might turn it into up dog by lifting the knees, and press the downward dog. Pedal out as needed. Okay, let's come to tabletop. So that we can just do a few little cat-cows. Super simple, but not necessarily easy. We'll pull with our fingers chest up. And we'll push with our fingers arching. Continue at your pace. Try to keep your arms straight. People do a lot of wiggling around with the arms here. See if you can keep your brain around the idea of straight arms, even when there's other things distracting you. This is why we practice, just so that we can start to have things set in the body so that we can think about other things at the same time, heading toward harder poses. Okay, let's meet in neutral. Arms straight, belly in, so kind of neutral spine. We're just going to push the ground away and let the chest come down. Push and down. So scapular push-up. The upper back is waning and joining your shoulder blades, moving apart and together. Keep your arms straight. You might feel your triceps by now. Okay, and we're going to meet standing on the knees, hands to hips, pad up as much as you need so that you don't feel weird on the knee because you don't want a distraction. Just shift your weight, right foot comes forward, bend into that right leg. So either stay here or the left arm is going to come up and around and you're going to reach for your back foot. I'm going to turn this way, camera's sake. So up and around, boop. There's the foot. And we'll just keep our arms straight for now. We wind up with this big stretch in the pec muscle on that left side. Try to keep your left hip moving forward. So you have this right hand. You can put it on your knee for balance, or you can put it on your left ribs and try to help yourself rotate forward so that you feel a little bit more, and then you can bend into the front leg. So I can make this pose really deep and sensational, even without bending that left arm at all. Okay, let's undo, and we'll just change sides. So we'll just send our right knee back, send our left foot forward, and bend into that knee. When we want, right arm will come up and around. We'll hold on to the inside of the foot so that the thumb is near the big toe. If that's not possible, you could do a different grip. You can hold a strap or a towel. And then notice, can you bend your front leg more? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Left hand, where do you want it to be? There's no right answer. It's just a choice that you make. Tomorrow you could choose something else. And then notice if your neck and head are doing anything crazy. Sometimes we're in like a turtle position or we're doing something weird. So bring your head back a bit, lift with your chest, bend your front leg. Good, and let's let go of that. We'll just step our left knee back again. Hands will come to the hips. We're gonna have our toes tucked under us like that. Hands to hips, squeeze your elbows in toward each other, chest comes up. This is an Ustrasana prep. So we're just using our hands to help us push the hips forward. We wind up with a big stretch in the belly. You can let your head drop back if you want. It will rest on your trap muscles, the upper back muscles. But if you drop your head back, the gaze is still up. It's not back. It's toward the tip of your nose. So you're sort of just looking at the ceiling. Okay, next inhale, we'll rise up. And let's just sit our weight back on the heels and hang out for a sec. You stay there. I'm just going to make sure that the dogs are behaving themselves. Hey, Seiko, it's always new. It's always new. He's now eating rabbit food. What a little jerk. Okay, so here we are. And we're going to sit on the heels, then lift the knees, and just hang out in a squat for a moment. This is a gentle forward bend, but it doesn't mean that everyone is going to think it's gentle or love it. It's possible your heels don't come down. It's possible you put your butt on the block because maybe there's some knee pain if your butt is this low. But this is just helping to relieve the back bend, just like a little break. So let's meet in downward dog. We'll slide our hands forward, step it back, get the legs straight. Okay, heels up high for an inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward and jump. Feet to hands, inhale there, and fold, exhale. We'll rise all the way up to stand, inhale. Now let's bring our hands to prayer. So with our hands in prayer, knees together, just bring your right heel towards your butt, then lower it down, left heel towards your butt, lower it down. Do this a few times. Don't let your knee come forward like this. That's real common. Try to keep it back. Good. And if you keep knee to knee, that's just going to help you monitor it. Next time the right leg is up, keep it there. Reach your right hand back for your foot. You might have to twist a little to get your grip, no problem. And once you get your grip, face front again, lift the left arm. Before we do any kicking, pubic bone presses forward. And when you want to, you can start to kick. It'll feel a lot like the stretch that you had when you were in your Anjaneyasana. So we're just keeping that right arm straight, and we're opening through this right pectoral muscle as we kick. We'll just take one more breath. We'll start to decrease the amount of kick, so we wind up standing with knee to knee again. And then gently release that right leg. Then when you can, left hand comes back. Before we do any kicking, pubic bone to belly button. So we're not just in this loosey-goosey back position. We're starting in a neutral place so that we're dealing with the flexibility of the left thigh. Right arm up. And then start to kick. Reach up with your arm, reach up with your chest, kick with your leg. Good. You can always put your right hand on the wall or on the kitchen counter. 2 more breaths. 1. Good. Keep your balance as you rise up. So keep reaching with that top arm. Take up vertical space, knee to knee, pubic bone up, and then release your foot down. Good. Feet will come together, top of mat facing front. Inhale. And we fold, exhale. Halfway up, inhale. And chaturanga, exhale. This time, roll to the top of the foot. Keep your knees off the ground for your upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. So when you're in cobras, your knees are down. When you're in up dog, the knees are up. The way we get the knees up is we push into the top of the foot with all the toenails. Let's try our vinyasa one more time. Inhale, forward to plank. Chaturanga, exhale, elbows graze ribs, and come to the top of the foot. Push into your toenails, upward dog, and exhale, downward. If rolling over both feet is weird, just do a little steppy step. Okay. Let's come on to the knees again. So instead of having our toes tucked, we're going to untuck them so that we can practice that feeling in up dog of pressing into the top of the feet. Here we are in a prep for Urdhva Dhanurasana. So we're going to stay in a straight line from head to knee. So it's not a big back bend thing. It's a big thigh strengthener thing. Arms are going to come forward. We're just going to lean it back and rise up again. I'm going to do it from the side so that you can see the lean. We just lean. We're pretty much still straight. We come up again. So it's not like if you have a stiff back, you can still do this. It's not easy, but you can still do it. A low thigh strength. Okay. The next time that you're leaning back, stay there. We're just going to reach back, twist, and untwist. Stay leaning back, twist the other way, and untwist. One more time each side. Stay leaning back so that your feet are learning how to catch you. Thighs are getting stronger. Good. And then we'll come up. Let's relax for a second, quote unquote relax, and toe crunch. So we have our toes tucked under, like we did before, and then our butt comes to the heels. If it hurts your knees or ankles to put your butt on your heels, don't do it. Just stay up on the knees more. Okay, so let's transfer our weight back into the heels. And now our shoulders lean forward to counterbalance our butt being back there. So now we're on our soles of feet. We're going to go from soles of feet all the way to stand. There we are. Now let's return to our squat. If you don't want to squat that low, it's fine. Just here is fine. However low you want to go. And then we're just going to come up to stand again. Just do that a few times. Even if it's like this low, it's fine. The idea is to practice pushing down into your feet so that you can return to stand. Okay, so that's teaching us how to use our feet for back bends. Let's just put it to practice in one more agglomeration. I'm just facing this way for camera. You can face front, hands to hips, like you did when you were on your knees. Push your hips forward, squeeze your elbows in, and start to arc back. The head could drop back, but the gaze would still be toward tip of nose, which is the ceiling. Let's rise up for an inhale. Okay, so notice your legs stayed straight. If they started to bend, it meant maybe you went a little too far back. Notice your elbows could not be out here. If they were out here, you would have been a closed position, not open. So naturally, some things will work. So let's try one more time. Thumbs to tailbone. Nudge the tailbone down and forward. Keep the legs straight and just start to arc out of your hips. So the strength of the legs, the stability of the legs gives you this freedom to move your spine. Let's use the next inhale. Chest comes up and we find our neutral again. Head came up last. Okay, feet together. Inhale. And let's fold for the exhale. Halfway up for the inhale. And chaturanga for your exhale. Remember to articulate your feet. Knees stay up because we're pushing to top of feet. Downward dog, we push to our heels. The heels may or may not touch the floor, but that's the trajectory. Okay, let's rock forward to plank, and we'll come down to our belly for Dhanurasana. So we're going to reach our hands to our ankles. We'll keep our arms straight like we did before. Pubic bone down, legs kick. And the kicking of the legs is going to get your thighs a little higher. Roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Gaze is still tip of nose, which now means down toward the ground. That doesn't mean the head drops. It just means that our eyeballs are not rolling back in our head as we're too eager to lift the head. Okay, let's slowly release legs, hands under shoulder, a little cobra or up dog, whatever you want, and let's meet in child's pose with the arms extended in front of us. Child's pose, knees can be together or apart. For this child's pose with our arms in front of us, we're going to have our hands flat and we're going to push down. And if we push down with our hands, we wind up with our butt a little bit closer to our heels than would otherwise happen. Okay, let's work our way through tabletop. Just crawl forward a little bit. We're going to sit in virasana for a moment, which for some folks is going to be a block under the butt. And for some folks will be repeat something else we did so that you don't have to do this at all. So again, we're pushing into the tops of the feet. If we did not do that, we would end up with our ankles bending all kinds of weird ways. So the feet are helping keep you in your alignment. Thighs are parallel. Arches are just cradling your hips. So we'll keep our shins where they are. We're going to bring our hands behind us with the fingers facing front. Before we do anything, we're going to roll our shoulders back so our chest lifts and our arms can get straight. And it's going to be a pretty big wrist stretch if you're not used to this. So it's possible that getting the arms straight right now is a bit too much. Play that by ear, but push into those fingertips. And when you can, lift your hips up off the ground. You can drop your head back, gaze toward tip of nose, which basically means the ceiling. And you'll feel that your head is resting on your upper back muscles. Press into your feet more so your hips get higher. Okay, let's lower our butt down again. We're going to meet in down dog B. So those of you who are doing something other than virasana, you can crawl your way out of it. We're crawling also. Forearms come down, hips go up. And we need to press our chest toward our thighs. If we don't press back, we're going to wind up with our weight too far forward, which would be something we do if we're shifting into an inversion, but then it's not going to be the same armpit stretch and shoulder rotation that we need for our back bends. Okay, let's straighten the arms again. Chest stays pushing back toward thighs. Now we'll just walk our feet forward. Let's come through our little squat thing so that we can have a seat on our butts. And we're going to roll down. You can have your legs stretch out in front of you as you roll down. Makes it easier to go slow so that gravity doesn't get you. And we'll get our feet pretty close to our butt and then lift our hips up. Let's rock a little right to left so that we get our arms wedged underneath us. Interlace the fingers. As you get more flexible, your hands are going to get closer together. Some of you are going to have your palms touch, your arms straight, and the edge of your hand pushing gently into the floor. Your feet are pushing down into the floor, not gently. They're pushing down with a lot of power so that your hips go up. Let's take one more breath here. And then you guys come down. I just spin a little bit. So I want you to just see, this is me in what technically would be Urdhva, but I'm a bit lazy right now in the legs. If I push down more into the feet, this happens. So I could cheat. I could be here, or I could take advantage of the moment and really push those hips up. So meet me in it again. Interlace under the body. And then use your strength of legs. Don't worry about saving your energy for later. You don't need to do that. It will be replenished just by existing. Push the pubic bone up. Okay, and then release the grip, release the shoulders, and try to roll down nice and slow. So just so we don't get stuck in a back bend, let's bring our right ankle to our lower left thigh. Reach your arms through and hold on to either your thigh or your shin. I've been running lately, so my hips are really tight. So holding my shin is much harder than it used to be. And as we're pulling that left leg in toward us, we're emotionally pushing that right knee away. Your elbow may or may not help you, but the brain says to right knee, go up. Okay, let's release the grip. Try the other side. Holding the right hamstring or shin bone. Okay. And let's undo our leg situation. We'll hold on to the shins. And we're just going to rock forward and back. We're going to try to come all the way up to standing from this rock. So you did it earlier from a squat. Same idea. Find your squat and then stand. And if that almost happened but didn't, pause the video, try it a few more times. Momentum. Okay, when you get standing, arms come up. And let's fold exhale. Halfway up for the inhale. And just send the left foot back. So we're in Anjaneyasana again. Right leg front, left leg back. We're going to try a different hand position that's more for the shoulder and more for the thigh. So first reach back, see if you can hold the inside of your foot. If you're holding the outside of your foot, ignore the next few steps and just stay there. If you are holding the inside of your foot, start to pull it toward you. Once your foot gets close to your hip, put your pointer finger between big toe, second toe, and swivel your hand so the palm of your hand is on the top of your foot, the bony top of your foot. Then notice you might have twisted a little bit to the side to make it all easier. Fine. Now twist to face front again. Your right hand can stay on the thigh or bring it around to that left rib and gently square yourself up by pulling the ribs forward. There's other hand positions too. Potentially, if you're watching this video, this is enough. The dogs are making crazy noises. Okay, let's get out of there. Change sides and make sure that everything's okay. Calm yourself down, you guys. Oh, we're so excited to be alive. Okay. Left leg front, right knee back. Right arm reaches back. Thumb lines up with big toe. This is called a Bakasana grip because in the full pose, it's a Bakasana. Foot comes in first because you can't swivel your hand when the foot is back there. So logistically, thigh has to be open enough to get the foot right here. Then you can swivel a hand. The thigh has to be open first, then you deal with wrist, shoulder. The elbow will keep in, ribs will square up, whatever you need to do. So on side one, I felt like I needed the hand there to help me square. On this side, I feel like it's better to have my hand on the leg to help support me so that I'm up, because you don't want to be like droopy. You need the chest to be lifting up out of the hips. Okay, let's get out of there. Let's meet in down dog B again. We'll just step back to plank. If you can, enter it this way. Your butt is going to lift up. You're going to start bending your elbows. I'm going to get Millie out of the way of the screen because this is the moment that you might need to see. So we were in plank. Elbows come down. Butt goes up simultaneously. And the head is off the ground, just a loose neck, no tension in the neck, shake it out. Okay, let's straighten the arms again. Walk your feet forward, come through your squat onto your butt, and we're gonna lay down again. This time we're gonna come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. So that's the back bend that sometimes is called wheel. I'm just gonna face this other way. Let's place our hands by the shoulders. And the first thing we need to notice is that our elbows are trying to be wiggling apart. They cannot do that and have us be successful in this pose. So harness your elbows in, anchor your hands, and let's just lift the top of head. So we'll have our hips come up and we'll come to the top of the head. Then you have a view of your elbows with the periphery of your vision. So make sure that they're staying in and just practice rolling toward your hairline, top of head, hairline, top of head. So I'm doing this with quite a bit of weight in my hands so that I don't end up with any weird neck thing. The next time you're rolling toward the hairline, start to straighten your arms. Urdhva Dhanurasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on down. We'll tuck the chin so that we land on the shoulders. We'll just rest for one breath. And then we'll do it again. Hands under the shoulders, palms flat, elbows up. Top of head, hips are up. Then press. Straighten the legs a little bit more. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's come on down. We're just going to be down for one breath. If we stay down for too long, we'll get lazy. Hands under the feet, under the shoulders again. Lift up, maybe top of head, then straight arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come on down. Rest for a moment. Feel the blood moving all around. Let's again take that right ankle over the left thigh. Flex that right foot like you did before. Hold on to hamstring or shin. Pull it in. Right knee is moving away. Notice if you're out of breath. Totally normal. Back bends are very invigorating. Let's straighten that left leg toward the ceiling. Reach the right hand for the pinky toe edge of the right foot and just pull that right thigh down toward the mat, right next to your ribs. So the right leg is in happy baby and the left leg is up toward the ceiling. Then as you feel like it, extend the left leg out along the mat and then lift it up again to the ceiling. Just a few times like that. If you can, keep your right thigh where it is the entire time. So when the left leg is up, you set your right thigh. Keep it there even while you're wiggling that left leg around. Okay, let's change sides. Free up that right foot. Left ankle, lower right thigh. Reach to hamstring or shin. Right leg pulls in. Left knee moves away. Okay, straighten that right leg. Left hand, pinky toe side of foot, half happy baby. So the left thigh is just going to be close to the ribs. You set it where you want it. Keep it there. Right leg comes down. Right leg comes up. Continue on that path as slow as you want to go. This is a nice way to link the abs with the hip flexors because they have to work together to create this position. Position A and position B. Okay, let's bring the knees in, hold the shin bones, and just rock forward and back until you can sit up and bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. We inhale and we fold forward. So if we had done a practice that was focused on forward bends instead of back bends, you'd have a very different Baddha Konasana right now. So just recognize that. Let's rise up, make a V with the legs. Nothing too crazy, just maybe 6 inches outside of the mat on either leg. We'll fold forward. We'll attempt to hold the edges of the feet, and we'll let our head drop. We'll let our kneecaps maintain their upward facing positioning. So the legs are not drooping in or out. Okay, so we're pretty much done with the hard stuff, except we're going to try an inversion just for a moment. So that will help us get more strong in the shoulders, more flexible, maybe, depends on which version of an inversion you're doing. But for right now, I'm just going to have us do a simple headstand. So we measure out, our fingers wrap around our triceps. We interlace our fingers so that we have a straight line from knuckles to elbows. We lift our knees and place our head in that little nook. We feel our wrists on the back of the head. We walk our feet in. We might start with our feet on a chair so that when we walk our feet in, our butt is already higher. And then once our butt gets high enough that it's over our shoulders, we start to lift the legs. If it didn't work for you to lift the legs, you could have one foot on the ground and one other leg up. Or you could be in dolphin position, which is the head off the ground, like your down dog B, except the fingers are interlaced. The idea is whatever version you're doing, you're breathing in and out through your nose, you're calm, and you're in a neutral spine in your headstand. You're not in a back bend or a forward bend. There are ways to do back bends or forward bends. We're just not at this moment doing that. We're just neutral. So the belly draws in and you're intentionally creating your shape. Okay, let's start to lower the legs. And we'll just meet in child's pose for a few breaths. This time, the arms don't necessarily have to stay in front like we did before. You could bring them by your side, whatever feels better for you. I still tend to do front even when I know I don't have to. Okay, and let's rise up out of there and relax for Shavasana. In Shavasana, we sit up with our legs flopped out to the side. Just a gentle little V shape, but still on the mat. Arms 45 degrees-ish, palms up. Notice how your fingers gently curl in toward your hand. If you feel tight in your shoulders, instead of doing this traditional arm position, you could do goalpost arms instead, where your elbows come out from your shoulders to the side, and then your palms are still up. Sometimes I'm so tight in my shoulders that I'll even interlace my fingers behind my head so that the weight of my head is like sort of making my shoulders open more. Let's bring the knees into the chest. Rock a little side to side. And let that rock take you to the right side so that you can gently sit up with the eyes still closed. And just arrange the legs comfortably at the top of the mat. Hands together, thumbs between the brows. And we fold forward any amount to seal it in. You did it. Good job. Woo!